Good morning, everybody in India. We extend a very hearty welcome to the entire education fraternity, those are in India. At the same time, a very hearty welcome to the people, those are 2.5 hours or 3 hours ahead of us in entire Southeast Asia. My friends, those are joining us from Myanmar, Cambodia, Laos, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines, Brunei, and Bahrain. We extend you a very hearty welcome to all of you. At the same time, you should be enjoying and must be enjoying your lunch in Australia, New Zealand, Fiji. We extend you a very hearty welcome. At the same time, when we talk about galaxy of the whole universe, it's late evening as far as America and Canada is concerned. I'm deeply indebted to the people, those have joined from there as well. And this morning, we extend a very hearty welcome to our very distinguished guest, Professor Satinder Dhiman from the Woodbury University, Burbank, California, Los Angeles from the United States, who is the resource person today. Ladies and gentlemen, let me share a couple of slides with you before I bring the speaker and we start interacting with each other. And by the time more and more people are pouring in, joining us, I wish to share a couple of slides with you so that you get the complete perspective of today's program, what it is, how we are proceeding, and how we are planning to empower the entire education system. Ladies and gentlemen, the entire universe, when somebody is engineer, doctor, technician, technocrat, or somebody is into health sector, wellness sector, food sector, agriculture sector, food processing sector, whichever profession people get into, the base of the entire universe is basically when we talk about, and that is education system and education fraternity when we talk about and we take in totality. We are going to discuss with each one of us how to empower our education system, how to empower our educators, how to empower and transform our youth. And the best part is Professor Satinder Dhiman is going to give us a lot of quotes from Shrimad Bhagavad Gita, the key source to today's education and leadership. When we talk about this particular area, what we are going to focus on, let me take a couple of minutes to share with you ICSI, International Chamber for Service Industry. Since 1994, there used to be initially Punjabi Parvasi Divas in India. And in 2003, when our chamber people met, then the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Vajpayee ji, and there the new journey began, and that was Bharatiya Parvasi Divas. And thereafter, we started and we kept on adding more and more people, our brothers and sisters. Those are in different countries, what they can do for India and what India can do for them. And slowly and gradually, the relations started building up. Our cultural relations, social norms, economic relation, commerce relation, brotherly relation, and lot of educational relationship also, research, innovation, technology, all that we have been bringing. So today, ICSI is a bridge and a link between India and our non-resident Indians, PIOs, and our brothers and sisters. Those are abroad in services sector. And our main focus is services exports from India when we look into the entire system. For the last about 25 years, we have been basically focusing on children. Those are from the weaker section of the economic areas, when we talk about far-flung areas, far reachable areas, generally non-accessible areas, climatic conditions, sometimes snowfall is there, sometimes excessive rain is there, and sometimes they are really living in the remotest part of the villages, rural interiors, and we got to reach them out and help them out. So almost about 36,000 youth have been empowered and educated and employed in self-employment and entrepreneurship combination in India as well as overseas. And we are proud today that for this particular webinar, the alumni of the entire process of the ICSI, people have joined us from different countries. Almost there is a participation of 43 countries this morning for this webinar. So I fold my hands before everybody and convey my deep thanks and gratitudes to each one of them. Those are a part of this particular process, because Sunday morning, holiday, and getting up early in the morning and coming for a first webinar at 9:30 is the most difficult task. And my deep salutations and gratitudes to each one of you. Ladies and gentlemen, in this journey, the new journey which we have started on 5th of June on the World Environment Day, which I'll unveil and I'll share with you a couple of things. I wish to share that today's resource person, Professor Satinder Dhiman, who is PhD, education, DLIT, MBA, MCOM, gold medalist. He's a scholar, he's an author, he's an associate dean, he's a chair director, he's MBA, he's accreditation evaluator, and a well-being consultant. And particularly at this point of time, when the whole world is passing through COVID-19 and lockdown period, I think wellness plays a very important role, and health and wellness we focus quite a bit. So education plays a very important role for the well-being of all of us, whether in the education fraternity or at the corporate world or office or wherever we are. Recognized as a lead thinker for his pioneer contribution to the field of transformational leadership, workplace spirituality, workplace well-being, sustainability, and fulfillment in personal and professional arena, Professor Dhiman is a sought-after keynote speaker at the regional, national, and international conferences. Currently, Professor Dhiman serves as Associate Dean, Chair and Director of the MBA program, and as the Professor of the Management at the Woodbury University, Burbank, California. In 2003, Dr. Dhiman was invited for a very special opening remarks and a talk, and as a resource person speaker at the prestigious TED conference, College of the Canyons in the Santa Clara, California. Since then, he has led several major and international conferences, events, and lot of other programs as a co-organizer and a track chair. With an instructional and research focus on leadership and organizational behavior, and with specific concentration on sustainability, workplace spirituality, and well-being, Professor Dhiman holds a PhD in social sciences from Tilburg University, Netherlands. Recipient of several national and international academic and professional honors, Dr. Dhiman won the Woodbury University Ambassador of the Year Award in 2015 and 2017, and MBA Professor of the Year Award in 2015. Scholarly and Creative Writing Award 2019, and Most Valuable MBA Professor Award of 2018, and many more. Professor Dhiman has done over 50 conferences, presentations, and more than 50 invited keynotes, plenary sessions, distinguished key guest lectures, and creative workshops nationally and internationally, and have published over 60 peer-reviewed journals and articles and book chapters. Author, translator, editor, co-author, co-editor of over 25 management, leadership, spirituality, sustainability, and accountant-related books and research monographs. He's a gold medalist from Punjab University. I wish to share in between for all of you. He is the editor-in-chief of 4 multi-author major references works. He has served as the chair for a special MBA program for the Mercedes-Benz executives. Dr. Dhiman also serves as accreditation consultant, evaluator, and a site visit team leader for the Accreditation Council for Business Schools and Programs when we talk about various management prestigious institutions in the various universities in America, Canada, Europe, Asia, and in our India as well. Professor Dhiman is the founder director of Forever Fulfilled, a Los Angeles-based well-being consultancy that focuses on workplace wellness, workplace spirituality, and self-leadership. He has served as the president. I'm proud today, this morning, and it's a very pious day for me, particularly when I share with you that we started the journey in 1994. Number of presidents has come associated with the ICSI, but he was kind enough to accept the chair. He was president from 2016 to 2018 and now serves as a distinguished patron for the ICSI. And our present president is from Bangkok, from Thailand, Professor Panthrap Narula, who is also a part of this program. I extend a very hearty welcome to Dato Rameshji, also from Malaysia. Thanks for joining. And my deep regards and thanks to Nareshji, Pandeyji, and at the same time, Sharaf Saab, who has joined from Philippines, Manila. Hearty welcome to each one of you for joining us. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the bridge which he brings. When you see on the left-hand side of this particular slide, the Bhagavad Gita and leadership, this is authored, an entire research work, pious work has been done. Whenever he comes to India, I always talk to him. He goes to Rishikesh, he goes to Gurukuls, he goes to a couple of places which are basically India's culture, India's heritage, India's virasat. And he has got also a book, 7 Habits of Highly Fulfilled People. The glimpses of few wonderful books among many other books which he has written. It's a journey from success to significance when we talk about highly fulfilled people. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of work which has been done on leadership. Whenever I talk to one of the dynamic secretary in the government of Punjab, also in India, Mr. Krishan Kumar, who is so dedicated, and I had a couple of interaction with him. That man is so much deeply associated. Of course, we have got many other people, but when you see somebody working round the clock all the time, deeply associated, and his one vision is how the principals and the headmasters across the country should be empowered, encouraged, and enthusiased, and whatever potential they have got, how to unleash that. With that, quite a bit of work. So when I discussed with him last, when I met him, and we were talking about, and he told me, I'm looking forward to the people, those can give holistic leadership approach. So ladies and gentlemen, here is the work of all the great leaders, which has been done in last 100 years, summed up by Professor Satinder Dhiman on the holistic leadership, a new paradigm for today's leader. He will be talking about that as well today in our discussion and deliberation. Now, from our chamber, I wish to share with all of you, because unless we do not know the ground realities, things will not move. Before the lockdown, before the coronavirus, we all were talking about B2B as a business to business. But now, during this lockdown, when the children are also at home, parents are also at home, people, those are working class, they are also at home, and slowly and gradually, now we are opening up, we are trying to get to the workplaces, but still it's very sensitive. Nobody knows world over when the first vaccine would come, when the first medicine would be available, and at the same time, how many people are going to get first when you have such a large population on this planet. So the meaning of the B2B has changed now completely. It's no more business to business. If we want to survive, if we want to respect nature and environment, the B2B now today is back to basics of life. That is the way we got to get into. In the month of April and May, all our research scholars across the world in the different countries, when they have sent across their research to our corporate office, and when we synthesize the whole approach, the golden triangle, what we used to call Delhi, Agra, Jaipur earlier. My entire life was dedicated to tourism, hospitality, and airlines. And today, I can feel how many lakhs and lakhs and lakhs and thousands of people, those are associated in the travel trade, as a travel agent, tour operator, tourist transporter, and adventure tourism, ecotourism, green tourism, beach tourism, leisure tourism, all that now is going to take a back seat. We got to get back to the basics. Airlines, aviation being locked world over, now opening up. How airlines are going to survive when you will have only 33%, and people will have a lot of psychometric and psychological issues also. It's not only physical health, it's the mental health also, which we have to take into consideration. So the research which we have compiled from the chamber under the leadership of all my research scholars and under the leadership of Professor Satinder Dhiman and my present president from Bangkok, we come on to the basics of life. First priority will be given to the food processing, agriculture, animal husbandry, because if the basic food will be provided to everybody on this planet, we will not have chaos, we will not have problem, we will not have difficulties. So thereby, in our education system, in our vocationals, we got to change the pedagogy. I come from tourism, I come from hospitality, but now we got to change the paradigm. We got to change everything. Now the food processing, the food packaging, the agriculture, the animal husbandry, the survival and the life management skills is going to be the important part of the vocational and the skills which has to be imparted to every youth world over. Not only I'm talking about India, is going to be a priority world over. Second part, when you got the basic food, then comes your health. And with health, it comes your wellness. And when we talk about health and wellness, it's not going to be going to 5-star super specialty hospitals, but it's rather going to be yoga, meditation, naturopathy, nutrition, organic farming, and we all have to grow. We all have to grow the kitchen gardens and the rooftop gardening. No more ornamental plants. We got to get into the fruits and the basic necessities of the life, whatsoever is required, and we got to be mentally strong. I always talk to, whenever I visit US, I get in touch with Tim Grover, the gentleman who was a coach with Michael Jordan. And he says, Dr. Gulshan Sharma, we devote more time on our body going to the gym, but we do not devote time on our mind, on our mental faculty. So ladies and gentlemen, if you are mentally strong and mentally robust, your immunity in a natural process through the dopamine will go high and you will survive and you will live long and healthy and happy. And the third part of the golden triangle is E and L, earning and learning. This is also to come into the education system now in a very big way. When we talk about earning and learning, the way Indian education system, when we talk about, we have been basically talking about where the parents say, you take up the education up to 12th, thereafter go for the graduation, thereafter go for specialization, go for your masters. Don't worry, we will sacrifice something, but we will support your education. That is the way it has been going. Ladies and gentlemen, now the youth got to understand from somewhere outside culture as well. Let's take the good things, whatever is existing outside at the age of 14 and 15. We have to make children realize. So the education is going to have the new pedagogy, earn and learn. It is not going to be learning alone. You remove from the learn word L and it remains only earn. That's what I learned from my son and my daughter during this particular period. When I was talking to both of them, they told me, Dad, this is the time we got to understand that it is not only learning alone. We got to understand what are we learning, what it is going to lead to, how the people are going to survive. So ladies and gentlemen, we got to get to the basics. And when we have to get to the basics, this entire triangle is based on 5 pillars: education and skills, micro, small and medium enterprise, logistics, technology and innovative strategies, what we have to talk about. And sustainable development is going to be the model. I'm proud to share with all of you that during the presidentship of Professor Satinder Dhiman with us, he educated us. There is an institution in Switzerland that is called SUMAS. And that institute basically is focusing, they have got their graduation, they've got their certificate courses, they've got their master's courses, they've got their MBA program, they've got their PhD, and that is all on sustainable development, sustainable survival. So with this research. We just wanted to share with all of you. We are proud कि हमारे विश्व पर्यावरण दिवस, although I wish to talk in Hindi, but the people have got linked up with us from abroad, from the different countries, and also from the down south. There are a lot of people today live on the Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and at the same time in this webinar. And I'm deeply, deeply indebted, and I wish to share with all of you. This World Environment Day has brought a new vision and a new responsibility to our chamber, ICSI. On 5th of June 2020, we have started working in the direction, and that is Jal Sanrakshan. And when I talk about Jal Sanrakshan, we got to be taking care of this very carefully, and that is when I talk about we have to start our campaign right from schools, colleges, polytechnics, ITI, institutions, and all our teachers, educators, whatsoever level you are, wherever you are, and we want to get more and more inputs. And with the folding hands, I would like to make a request. Let's empower the entire education system while preserving the water, while saving the water, while conserving the water, because the world is going to have next difficulty and the next problem, that is going to be the water scarcity. We may say that there is enough water on this planet, but how much can be utilized for our living and our day-to-day life? So शिक्षा को प्रासंगिक बनाने का प्रारंभ शिक्षण संस्थानों से, that's what we have started on 5th of June, and we extend a very warm invitation to all entire education fraternity. Be a part of it, and we will share with you how to be a part of it and how to go by and what exactly we have to do, that we will share with you. Now, coming to the second last slide, because introduction was very necessary so that you should know why we have requested to come this morning at 9:30. Because before I hand you over to our speaker of the day, ladies and gentlemen, on 5th of June, on the World Environment Day, our campaign has started, and this will go till 15th of August 2020. That is Satinder Dhiman, Independence Day celebrations of India. And we are working in the direction making education relevant. आइए शिक्षा को प्रासंगिक बनाएं. Monday to Friday, every day, 7 to 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time. We extend a very warm invitation to vice chancellors, directors, educators, principals, headmasters, counselors, education administrators, policymakers, skill providers, trainers, technical people, those are providing the support in the education systems. And of course, the corporate, those have to give the jobs, employment, and guidance right from the syllabi and the curriculum formulation. And on the top of this entire cake, the icing is to be done with the help of the youth, because the entire efforts are how to make the education learner-centric. And Monday evening, 7 p.m., we will do the first curtain raiser of this program, when we will go live on the Facebook, we will go on the YouTube, we will go on the Instagram, we will go on the webinar, and quality education for life management skills. Quality education with life management skills. Jeevan Sanchalan Kaushal. We would look forward to the most valuable inputs of the UGC, AICT, NCRT, NIPA, AIU, National Council for Teacher Education, and एक मेरे भी आराध्य जिनकी मैं बहुत रिस्पेक्ट करता हूं. Whenever I listen to him, it's a new energy, it's a new life which I get from him, and that is आदरणीय मुकुल कनितकर जी, हमारे भारतीय शिक्षा मंडल से. Whenever I listen to him, whatever words he say, परमात्मा ने उनकी वाणी में, in his voice, the God has given him Saraswati. So whenever I listen to him, I get so much. Ministry of HRD, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Ministry of MSME, all of us, we have to come together, and we got to make the education relevant. Industry, academia, and skill interface, Monday to Friday, 7 to 8 p.m., 1 hour. We would like to request the educators, those are interested to be a panelist. We will discuss with you on Monday evening. We are starting this campaign. We need the entire galaxy of the educators. And of course, the entire exercise is on emphasizing building an education ecosystem with all the stakeholders for quality education and life management skills for our youth. With these words, ladies and gentlemen, let's get together, start together, and I extend a very, very warm invitation. And I fold my hands before, because I respect Professor Satinder Dhiman Saab so much, because he's a combination between Indian culture, India's heritage, India's epics, and whatever granthas we have got in India. Professor Saab, I would request you that during your today's conversation and during your talk, your sermon, please do quote something how Gita is directly related, or for that matter, even the other epics, how they are related to. But at the same time, I would like to request you, we have a lot of foreign people also, we have a lot of Indians also, and my team on the WhatsApp, they have just sent across to me. Puneet says that if we take into totality from the world over, almost Professor Saab, from India and overseas in different forms on WhatsApp, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, on tweets, and on this channel webinar, almost 7,000 people have got linked with you. So thereby, we extend you a very warm welcome. Let's bring India on the global education platform. Let's get something from India's culture and heritage. And Bharat ko Vishwa Guru banna hai. And we all have to get together. My first request goes to you. The present pandemic and coronavirus, what all is the situation at your place and other places nearby? And then we will talk about how can we educate, how the education can transform and empower the youth by efforts of our educators. With these words, Professor Satinder Dhiman Saab.
Namaskar, Sharma Saab, and namaskar to all the attendees. I feel honored. This may be the most highest attendance I have ever got. So I am blessed to have all of you present here. And I hope that all of you can hear me properly. And the light is enough, because as I always say, मैंने 2-4 किताबें तो पढ़ी हैं, लेकिन शहर के तौर तरीके मुझे काम आते हैं. So let's start with a traditional prayer, and then we will get into the subjects that my dear friend Dr. Sharma Sahib has indicated. The traditional prayer, and I will translate that. Om Sahna Vavtu Sahno Vunaktu Sah Viryam Karvavahi Tejasvi Navdhitamastu Mavit Vishavahi. Om, may the Lord protect us. May the Lord nourish us. May we have the strength to understand this teaching, and may this teaching shine brightly and clearly in our mind. Mavit Vishavahehi, may there be no misunderstanding among us. The second prayer is to all the teachers. Sadashiv Samarambham. This teaching started from the Supreme Consciousness, which is called Sadashiv Samarambham. It started from there. Shankaracharya Madhyamam. There were many teachers in between, but one of the greatest teacher was Shankaracharya. So he comes in the middle. Sadashiv Samarambham, Shankaracharya Madhyamam, Asmadacharya Paryantam. And then all other teachers which have come in between till now. Vande Guru Paramparam. I salute to that Guru Parampara, Guru Shishya Parampara. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Padam Shankaram Lok Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Vadarayanam Sutra Bhashkrito Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punah. With this prayer, we invoke the blessings of all our teachers, blessings of the Lord, so that our meeting today, our learning together, this samvad is blessed, and we can benefit from it as we are intending to be here today. So I, first of all, thank all of you to be here. I am just an ordinary teacher. Uh, I do not regard that I have done something special. It is only my dear friend, Dr. Sharma Sahib's goodwill that he gives me the opportunity to share some of my musings on these platforms. There is a lot we can talk about. The world is going through a complete overhaul, as if we uh, the nature as if is giving us some good time to reflect. There has been lockdown. uh, that is an external lockdown, but there is another lockdown that has happened, which is internal lockdown, in which it has given us the opportunity to reflect, to look within, to introvert, and to introspect, to examine our lives. So this COVID-19, and it seems to be, according to many people who understand these things better than me, that this is going to be our new normal, Sharmaji, going forward. It is never going to be the same. The namaste, this folded hands, it is coming back in fashion. This is the beauty of Indian culture, this Sanatana Dharma, this Puratana and Sanatan culture that we have. The glory of that Dharma is very unique. And in my talk today, uh, I came to America 30 years ago. Before I came here, I was already a university professor. I used to teach at one of the premier colleges in North India, DAV College, Jalandhar, which was the jewel of Indian education system in North India at the time. And I think still it's a very good college. And when I came here, uh, it was a great opportunity. I came here as a Rotary International Scholar, but I brought my roots with me. Education is only about two things: roots and wings. I repeat, and I'm going to use a lot of metaphors today because, uh, there is one way to learn, a linear way showing PowerPoint slides. I don't bring slides, but I will bring some metaphors and stories and a lot of shares and shlokas and Gurbani as the evening will fold or morning will fold for you guys and girls. The beauty, ladies and gentlemen, is that Indian culture has given me that foundation, that understanding, and the the way the teachers, everything is very special. I will give you a very simple example to start. For the word teacher, we have the word acharya. Now, teacher is teacher, of course, and when we can talk about the etymology of teacher or education, but the word acharya is very special. How is it defined? In one way, it is defined as swam acharati, a person who lives the teaching himself or herself. The emphasis is on achara. If the achar is not good, then vichar will not be good. If the behavior, conduct is not good, then whatever one person says, it's not going to have any impact. So a teacher, an acharya, is one who swam acharati, pran acharati, and he helps others to live the teachings. So the education is considered to be something which makes a person free. Now, free not in the sense of constitutional freedom, but psychologically free. Vidya is that is the education, ya vimuchyate, that makes a person free. And in one of the books, Hitopadesh, on the very first It's the book which we will use to learn Sanskrit. It's the first book we use. On the very first page, it says, Vidya Dadati Vinayam. Simple 3 words. The first thing I shared was Savidya Yavamuchite. That is called education, which makes a person free. Free from what? Free from mental biases, free from one's own personal pet theories, free from one's own psychological inhibitions. That is called Vidya. And now, the other way of looking at it is Vidya Dadati Vinayam. The knowledge is that, real Vidya is that which makes a person humble. Vinay, it gives the person Vinay. A culture whose very first book of Sanskrit reading on the very first page says Vidya Dadati Vinayam. It is excellent. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13, which is known as the chapter where Lord Krishna talks about jnana. It's called Jnana Yoga. The word yoga comes more than 150 times in different forms. It's a root form and cognates in Bhagavad Gita. And it is very important to understand these words properly. Yoga is not about asanas. Mostly in Western world, we think that yoga means yogasana. It is one of the 8 parts of yoga, one of the limbs of yoga. Yoga is not about straightening the body. It is about straightening the mind. As Sharmaji, you said, we spend so much time. We eat 3 or 4 times a day. Some people want to even eat more. They want to eat every time they pass by the fridge. But we starve our mind. I always share this with my class participants that we feed our body at least 3-4 times a day. We also have to feed our mind with great ideas, with great books. So Lord Krishna in chapter 13 called Jnana Yoga, he lists 20 qualifications of Gyan Sadhana. It's called Gyan Sadhana. And the very first quality, amanitva. So if somebody wants to understand jnana, if somebody wants to get the yoga of knowledge, then one has to have amanitva. Amanitva meaning that the person has to have humility. Anankar evacha. And then he says at the eighth number, he repeats it. He says anankar evacha. He should also be free from ego. This evacha, evakara, only comes in these 20 only once with ahankara. So that means the very first thing we teach a student, and also the teacher also have to stay humble. Why? Because there is so much to learn. I personally have been very blessed. When I came to this country, I already had 2 masters. Then I did my 3rd master's. Then I did my first doctorate, and then my 2nd PhD. Then I went to Stanford, Harvard, and Wharton to do my postdoctoral work or executive leadership education. During all these opportunities that life has granted me, one thing became very clear. And that was that if somebody wants to, let me put it this way. Your income or anybody's income will not exceed their investment in themselves. So if I really, I mentioned, because I teach business, I teach leadership. So I have to bring a little bit of that perspective, because business is about profit, business is about money, but now things are changing. Actually, the revolution started much earlier. Most of my research has been on spirituality in the workplace. So how to bring vyavhar mein pramarth, how to bring spirituality in day-to-day life. That is the challenge. And that is where Bhagavad Gita becomes very important. So as I was saying, the joy of learning, the exhilaration of learning, the yearning for learning, that's all a teacher can do. And I have never assumed any other gift than the ability to connect a student with the greatness and the goodness which lies with them. So they bring the roots and we provide them the wings. But roots are very important. Roots are very important. The other thing which now, as I said, the word teacher, acharya, guru, the word guru is also very special. It has two words in it, guru. Gu meaning something which is dark, and ru means light. So a guru is one who removes the darkness of ignorance with the light of knowledge. So how beautiful, how pious, how sacred this function is. So teaching is something like when I go to my university, I consider it like going to a temple, going to a shrine, going to a place of worship. Because as Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, he gives all the keys there. He says, uh, at a very crucial point, he says that swakarmana tam abarchai. Swakarmana, whatever is our swadharma, swakarma, by doing our swakarma, tam abarchai, and offering it as a worship, work as a worship, work as an offering. Offering to who? Offering to the universe, offering to God, offering to the cosmic CEO. If you like the word cosmic CEO, that is fine. Offering it to our common creator, because we did not create this universe. We just found ourselves in it. And the interesting thing, Sharmaji, is that within 10 minutes of our birth, within 10 minutes, we are given a name, we are given a nationality, we are given a religion, which we never had the opportunity to choose from, but have to defend for the rest of our life. But the great freedom from this is that we belong to the entire humanity. We talk about sarvat ka bhala. We talk about that everybody, sabka mangal ho. This is the frame of mind that we have in our Indian culture. So as a teacher, our work is very important. And if you really want to progress a society, you start with education. Having been a student at 3 different continents, and having taught and presented my work at least at 4 continents, and have worked with people from 6 continents in all the books that I have edited and co-edited with my colleagues, I can assure you that no great work can happen alone. Look at today's meeting. I mean, Sharmaji has been able to, with his network, with his goodwill, has been able to call all of us together. It is a call to work together. This is how I was just reading, somebody forwarded me a story today. I like to tell stories. There is a word called Ubuntu. Ubuntu is a African word which means, the story is that there was a person who was a Western teacher. He went to Africa, and the whole competition thing he was trying to teach and bring into the classroom. So he put some fruits next to a tree, and he invited little kids. He said, you can run towards this basket, and whoever comes first will be able to take the basket, all the fruits. He was very surprised, Sharmaji, that those kids, they held each other's hand, and all of them ran together towards the basket, and then they all took the fruit and shared. The teacher was very surprised. There was no urge in their mind to go and win, to become the employee of the month, to get it like all myself, all the glory to me. And that word Ubuntu means I am because we are. I have no existence. In the Buddhist tradition, my second PhD was on Buddhist psychology, mindfulness. The tradition is that when the teaching is given, the teacher bows down, the student bows down to the teacher first, and the teacher bows down to the student. दोनों एक दूसरे को नमस्कार करते हैं. मतलब a student is grateful for the knowledge shared, but the teacher is also grateful for the opportunity. So I am so grateful that all of you are able to join in this shared experience, in this reinventing the world together, reinventing Indian education system together, in restoring the Vishwa Guruhood to India. in helping our teachers get empowered. You empower the teacher, you empower the entire village, you empower the entire community. Now, I have spoken about that teachers have to be respected and teachers have to take it seriously. But at the same time, the society has to. Now, look what happened in COVID. Sharmaji, you were saying that I should say something about it. In COVID-19, what has come to fore is our heroes have changed. Our heroes are no longer movie stars. Our heroes are people who are delivering the food, people who are healthcare worker. I have one of my son is a healthcare worker, although we are operating from home lockdown here in California, but he is the one who goes out every day. So now these people are firefighters, healthcare workers, doctors, nurses. They have become our new heroes. Similarly, one particular profession, which is teaching, which is very vital for moving a society forward. There is some research out there, Sharmaji, which has looked at about societies which have tumbled, which have gone down, civilizations which have disappeared, gone up and gone down. And they discovered that there are three things one can do to destroy a civilization. And similarly, if you do the opposite, those are the three things you can nourish the. This is a very unique thing I'm sharing with you today, very unique thing. But before that, I will tell you a very interesting story about when the Great Wall of China was built. It took hundreds of years, hundreds of years. When it was almost near completion, within 100 years, it was broken into 3 times. Despite all the great security, it was broken into. And people who broke into it did not broke into it through the wall or through the roof. No, they came from the front doors because they were able to bribe the security guards. So when the Chinese government was able to build the wall, they ignored to build the character of those people who were holding the security over there. So the reason I'm sharing this story is one can have these kind of things built, but if we fail to build the character, you see, these days everybody talks about work ethic. You know, you have to have work ethic, you have to come on time, punctuality, hard work, all. Work ethics is important, but even more so is work ethics. So without work ethics, without a certain attitude that you bring to work, that this work I'm doing, I am contributing to the greater good. This is my contribution to the universe. ये यज्ञ है, काम करना है यज्ञ. We do खाना खाना है यज्ञ. यज्ञ करना है. So this is an offering. So this is my gifts that I'm trying to bring to the work I'm sharing. So work ethic is important, but work ethics perhaps is more important. So the study that I'm sharing with you, there were 3 things they found out, that when those 3 things become weak, the civilization tumbles. There's a downfall of the civilization. The very first thing was the institution of family. Whenever a family institution is weakened, for any reasons, we will not go into, there are sociological, anthropological studies on that. I'm not going to go into details, literatures out there. But if the institution of family is weakened, jahan par aapko virsa milna hai, where the heritage is going to be nurtured in the lap of the mother, when that institution gets weakened, then civilization slowly becomes weaker. So we have to strengthen the institution of family. We have to restore the respect to each family member. Number 1. Number 2, education. Education institutions. Wherever civilizations have tumbled, there all of a sudden, although not all of a sudden, slowly. You see, Sharma Sahab, nothing happens all of a sudden. This coronavirus thing did not happen all of a sudden. The thing was building on over who knows, for centuries. There were certain principles which were overlooked. Environmentalists are telling us those. Remember, there was a psychologist who did an experiment. He said that you take a frog. Now, uh, this is a mental experiment, so don't get emotionally attached with it. You take a frog and you take a tumbler of water, put it on the gas, and turn the gas on, and the water is now lukewarm. It's just the lukewarm temperature. Then put the frog in it. The frog will make itself comfortable because the water is warm. Then slowly increase the heat. Now, this is a thought experiment. Please don't try it at home. As they say, don't try it at home. So you increase the gas, the gas level a little bit. The frog will not jump out. It will let itself boil. Why? Now, if you put the same frog in a boiling water, the frog will just jump out. Why? Because frog's body is designed through evolution to pick up sudden danger. Very hot boiling water was a sudden danger frog was able to pick up. But when you kept on slowly increasing the heat, frog was not able to pick up. This is called parable of the boiled frog. It comes from the work of Peter Senge in his book, Learning Organization, the Art and Science of Learning Organization. Now, the changes did not happen all of a sudden. It was in the making. So when the civilization is destroyed, it is not overnight the institution of family is destroyed, education. No, it is very systematic and it is very slow. Nobody notices that until the frog gets boiled up. So first, when any forces try to weaken a civilization, they try to strike at the family, root of the family, then education. And third, language. Language is very important. There is no Sanskriti without Sanskrit. Rajiv Malhotra. This is his pet line from his book, Sanskrit. The wonderful book he wrote on Sanskrit language. Now, one doesn't have to agree with everything the author is saying, but it is important. Culture is transmitted through language, through family, and through the institution of education. Those three things. And whenever we want to build society, rebuild society, reclaim our as I said, Vishwa Guruhood, we have to work at these institutions together. So in the family, everybody has to participate. Every participant will appreciate that this is something we can all do. One doesn't need a PhD in child education. One doesn't need a PhD in education, period, to do that. So it brings me to the topic of education that you have mentioned. Now, we have to make our teachers our heroes. Sharmaji, the beauty of life is, if I ask you, do you remember who were the Nobel laureates in physics over last 5 years? Can you remember those? No, nobody remembers those. If I ask you, who were who won the Miss Universe award in 2018, 2017, 2015, maybe you will not be able to recall that. But if I ask you, who was your teacher, high school teacher, you will be able to tell me right away, even if it has been more than 50 years. Now, Nobel Prize in physics is the highest thing you can do, but it has a limited power. What really matters is people who made a difference in our life. Those are our teachers. So we have to give respect to our teacher. We have to, their salaries have to be good so that they don't have to worry about doing any private teaching or coaching or tuition at home, because their salaries are enough so that when they are in school and college and university, they can give their 100% to that. Now I will take a pause and I will, invite some questions from you, or, whichever format you want to follow, because I don't want to overpress my point. And as I said, मैंने 2-4 किताबें तो पढ़ी हैं, लेकिन शहर के तौर तरीके मुझे कम आते हैं. तो you help me with the शहर के तौर तरीके, please.
Questions we will take at the end.
Okay.
let me just move on, because first thing you told very important is that we got to empower our teachers, and they should get their dues, whatever it has to be, in all respect in the entire ecosystem. Like it happens abroad, you go to a particular country. I saw in Austria, Germany, a couple of other places. I would say a teacher walked in, a professor, and the honorable minister just got up from his chair, came to receive him right at the door, and thereafter they discussed with each other. They discussed quite a bit of point, and then he went back. And same thing goes in the institutions. I think once again we have to get back to the glory, and once again the recognition of the teacher and education fraternity. Very well said from your side. Now I'm taking a thread from there. You mentioned 2 points: greatness and goodness lies in the youth. Two words you used: greatness and goodness lies in every youth. Now, do help me out. How do we, as an educator, take it out? Because whosoever has come to this world, he or she has been empowered by the Almighty, some hidden potential which we have to unleash, we have to unlock, we have to take it out. So, how do we work on to that as an educator in totality, in the entire ecosystem? Because if you're in arts, you're studying particular subject. If you're in commerce, you're studying particular subject. You're in science, your interest lies somewhere else. And greatness and goodness, these two words, they caught my attention. So I thought if you elaborate that, that would be very kind of you. My basic objective is empowering educators, but the whole effort lies in ultimately to make our youth with the life management skill. I'll share with you a little later that what we have experienced during this COVID, and particularly in my neighborhood, my community, and what change it has brought to me in perspective as an educator, as a trainer, as a skill developer, as a motivator. I myself has got changed in last 2.5, 3 months. So I'll share a couple of things, but at this point of time, I wish to get some views and inputs, and some advice from your side, the greatness and the goodness of every child, how it should be taken out.
This is a very, very important topic and is very close to my heart that you have asked me. I'm glad that you have shared that you like these two words. In the ultimate sense, Sharmaji, the whole beauty of education is not about filling the minds. Education is about freeing the mind, as I said earlier. It is to make the mind free. I always have had a theory that when students graduate, they get a certificate, like a diploma. It should say in red big letters, every diploma, every certificate, every degree that you get, whether master's, bachelor, doesn't matter, it should say in red, learner's permit. Now that you have a bachelor degree or master's degree or high school degree, you have the permission to learn, because your real education starts at that time. But while students are, and my second other theory that I have is, there are no unmotivated students. There are only unmotivating teachers. Now, this is not a criticism of teachers. Please understand, I'm also a teacher for last 42 years. I've been blessed with this profession, which I consider the noblest of profession. If I'm given the opportunity to do it again in next 7 lifetimes, I will still choose the profession of teaching, because I feel this is a profession where we work with every semester, every year, 50, 100, 200, 500 new minds, and they are the ones who are going to shape the future of humanity. Now, coming back to the goodness and the greatness, we have to understand, Rabindranath Tagore has written somewhere that every new child which is born comes with the guarantee and assurance that nature is still hopeful, that we will do wonders. And each child, we don't know whether that child, uh, the person who started Federal Express, the very FedEx, that person got a C grade in his economics paper on the idea of FedEx. And yet this is what he did with that idea. So as a teacher, I want to help a student get to the next level. And all I am doing, you see, if I teach accounting, I teach finance, or I teach management or leadership, that is a different story. That is a Vyavharik level. That's a practical part. We respect that. Those tools are important. But more important is we are going to give the student the confidence. We are going to encourage the student that he or she can do it. So all a teacher can do is to connect the greatness, the goodness, which already lies within a student. Now, the question is how? The big question is always, how can we do that as teachers when you have a class of 100 students? Sometimes you have big classes. How can you do that? I still feel it is all about caring. One word, caring. We care, only then we can teach. We have to care. There was a study done about leaders. You will find this research fascinating. The research was, what separates the most effective leaders from ordinary leaders? And there were many variables they came up with. I'm not going to go into the detail. But one thing which came as on the top of the list, you will be very surprised to know. We are not talking about the leader has to be competent, leader has to be future oriented, leader has to have blue eyes, broad shoulders, great man, great woman. Those things, those theories have been bunked and debunked. What this research found out, and this was a major study done by a company, the Center of Creative Leadership, and they found out that what really separates a top leader from an ordinary leader is one word, and that word is CARING, caring. That the person cared enough for his team, that the person took time off to understand what their concerns are. Similarly, if a student understands that my teacher cares about my learning, Sharmaji, there is a bond formed, and that bond is the most important thing. What is the most beautiful thing about Bhagavad Gita? You see, there were other people also, like Dronacharya, like like Bhisham Pitama, who were better adhikaris of getting Gita Updesha. So why did they not get the Gita Jnana? Because number one, they didn't ask for it. Number two, Arjun is Lord Krishna's friend, Sakha. He's a Sakha. And Bhagavad Gita is a samvad between two friends. तो अगर आपने उसको समझना है तो you have to befriend Lord Krishna. वो दोस्त बन के समझाई जाएगी, तर्क से नहीं समझाएगी आपको. You can't argue because it's a samvad. It's not a vivad. If it is a vivad, then you can do your reasoning and logic about it. You can do all your tark vitark. So the point I'm trying to make is the best approach to connect a student with the goodness and greatness which lies within them is, number one, through having a caring attitude. Very caring. It should be like you have that to your own children. That caring attitude. That's the way it should be. Secondly, I'm building on the same question that you have asked. Wonderful question. How to bring out the goodness and the greatness which lies within students, within people, within our youth. The second thing is not trying to force anything from our side. You see, we have a tulsi plant outside our home, and Sham Tulsi. And what I noticed was during a particular season, there will be a seed. Seeds will come and then will dry, and the seed will fall on the ground, and small little plants will grow around the big Tulsi plant. But after some time, they will stop growth. Sharmaji, I'm bringing out something very unique. This stuff is not available on the internet or YouTube. These examples are firsthand through life observation, not taken from any book or anybody's other talks. So what I observed was, and then I observed that there were some seeds which fell far away from the tree, and their growth was better. You see, a big tree is going to take all the nourishment. Small little plants will not grow under it. They have to be far enough from it. So a teacher has to be very careful that a teacher should protect a student, so that, because student has to have their own journey. Unki journey alag hai. Teacher ki journey alag thi. So we don't need two people like a teacher. One is enough. Universe ko ek hi kafi tha, teacher, howsoever great that person is. So the other thing is, we have to look at each student as wo ek nayi khoj lekar aa raha hai. It is a, people talk about cars, one time limited edition. Cars are not limited edition. Every child is a one time only limited edition. उस जैसा और कोई बच्चा सारी दुनिया में नहीं है, ना था, ना होगा. When as a teacher, शर्मा जी, I have that mindset कि जो बच्चे आए हैं पढ़ने के लिए, हैं, ये अपना creativity, they have brought their own creativity, their own chutsapa to the table. Then I help them along the way. उनका दिमाग भरना नहीं है, बल्कि उनको जिस तरह से जहां है उनको थोड़ा आगे लेके जाना है. You are not a sage on the stage. You are a guide on the side. You are a guide on the side. आप बस गाइड करो उनको साइड पर, but don't give your own ideas कि उनको थोपो ना उन पर कोई. तो ये सेकंड चीज है. थर्ड चीज जो है वो ये है कि उनको वो बात आती, उनको एग्जाम्पल्स, ऐसे एग्जाम्पल्स निकाले जाएं. I personally feel that in India, what we need now, based on my limited study of Indian Dharma Shastras, I believe that India has all the role models, all the heroes that you need to teach our kids. We don't need role models, from outside. We should respect role models. Rig Veda says, let knowledge come to us from all direction. We should respect, but we should also use homespun models and leaders. For example, I will give you just one example, and then we will move on. There is a very big popular theory these days called emotional intelligence. You must have heard about that. I have also written about it in my books, Holistic Leadership. I have a chapter on it, presented on this topic also. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, shloka 55 to 72, 18 shlokas are about sthit pragya, how to be a man of or a woman of steady wisdom. And in that prakarana, 18 shlokas, Lord Krishna talks about emotional maturity, not emotional intelligence. Emotional maturity is at a higher level. Emotional maturity is raga dvesha. All our life, Sharmaji, is just in these two words, raga dvesha. I like something, I like that to happen. I don't like something, I don't like that to happen. हमारी सारी जिंदगी इन दो शब्दों की गिरफ्त में है, दो शब्दों की. Now, if you take an impartial view as a scientist, you have to become a scientist of your own life. If you take an impartial view, you will discover कि आप जो चाहते हैं वो होता नहीं है. ऐसा जिंदगी का गणित है. ये हमारे जो टीचर्स हैं, जिनके चरणों में बैठकर हमने सीखा, at the feet of my teacher स्वामी शरणानंद जी महाराज, उनकी राइटिंग्स हमने सीखी, उनसे मिलने का मौका नहीं मिला. वो कहते हैं कि जो चाहते हैं वो होता नहीं, जो होता है सो भाता नहीं, और जो भाता है वो रहता नहीं. What we really want doesn't happen, and what happens we don't like, and what we like doesn't stay for long. तो आप अगर scientifically, if you look at your life, everybody's life, what we like does not happen, and we most of the time we have to deal with what we don't like. तो राग द्वेष तो हैं ही, as Bhagavad Gita says, वो they are part of our experience. But if I always try to go for like and avoid dislike, तो मेरी जिंदगी जो है वो कभी खुशी कभी गम बनी रहेगी, तो मैं सुखी दुखी संसारी बना रहूंगा. बट भगवत गीता तो कहती है कि यू कैन गेट दैट ब्लिस विच इज नॉट बेस्ड ऑन एक्सटर्नल सर्कमस्टांसेस. स्थित प्रज्ञ बनना है, विहाय कामनाय सर्वान. हाउ टू गेट सेंटर्ड इन दैट अवेयरनेस. वो समुद्र की तरह शांत, समुद्र की तरह शांत हो जाएंगे उसमें. इफ यू ऐड फ्यू buckets of water, it doesn't make any difference. If you take some bucket of water out of it, the ocean is not affected. So a jnani is compared to his mind is like the ocean. तो उसमें थोड़ी से पिन प्रिक्स जो हैं, तितिक्षा उसके लिए चाहिए. So a teacher has to work on those things, helping a student with those role models. और चौथी और आखिरी बात, और the most important thing is, I personally believe, जब तक किसी को दिशा नहीं मिलेगी, उसकी दिशा नहीं बदलेगी, उसके जिंदगी की दशा नहीं बदलेगी. If you want to change somebody's life, you have to give them a different direction, दिशा. तो अगर हमने अपने यूथ की दशा बदलनी है, तो हमें उनको एक नई दिशा दिखानी पड़ेगी. और वो कैसे आएगा? How will that happen? We have to provide them meaning in their life. Viktor Frankl, the great psychologist, survivor of 4 concentration camps, in his book Man's Search for Meaning, says that the most important thing in life, everything can be taken from you. The most important thing in life is the meaning that you have in life. So I personally feel when a person doesn't have a meaning in their life, they don't know what their life, where is their life going? They don't have a purpose in life. Then they end up doing all strange things that we see happening these days all around. But if your life matters, Sharmaji, if your life is important, not that your life matters for yourself, your life matters for other people who are associated with you, then your conduct matters. Then you will be acting in a responsible manner. So teaching that sense of responsibility, giving that meaning, because if you take care of responsibility, rights will be taken care of right away. So these 3 or 4 points, I think, as a teacher, we can, if there is more time later on, I can further elaborate or add more details to this point. But basically, caring attitude and respecting the uniqueness of each student, giving them proper role models to look at, and finally showing them some purpose and meaning of life, telling them your life matters. ये जिंदगी जो है, ये बहुत ही खूबसूरत एक मौका है. इसी जिंदगी में भगवत प्राप्ति हो सकती है. One can attain Lord. One can attain the highest divine within oneself. And that's how it is. Swakarmana tamma varchay siddham vindati manava. By doing one's own karma and offering it to the Lord, one can achieve perfection in life. So I will pause at that.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor. Well said. There are a couple of questions, but at the same time, these questions we will take on. We have got about 14 minutes left over, but some more questions if somebody has to post, kindly come in the Q&A. There is a separate column you can put. But however, as a mark of respect, those are posted even into the attendees. I would still give you a respect and I'll take on. But please come to the Q&A because those questions are very important for me. Sir, we will go on quickly because there are large number of questions. So I'll go one by one. There is a body in India called EDSIL. It basically deals with a lot of research and education. Dr. Sheikh Suleimanji has joined us. He says, how to bring effective education policy. That makes a lot of difference. That's the question. We quickly take on, sir, then we go on to the others.
This is an excellent question. I think that unless something changes at the policy level, it will be very difficult. I believe, to Dr. Suleiman's question, I believe that if we enhance the level and respect for research. I personally feel that if there is one suggestion I can give for higher education in India, is to focus more on international level research, so that this is one of the ways we can up the ante on Indian education, quality of Indian education. So one of the ways to change the policy would be to incorporate research into the agenda of a teacher's promotion, for example. For example, if I want to be promoted or even contract renewal, if I have to do, I have to show some research, because I studied the doctrine of Dr. Deming. He was a total quality management guru. He says a teacher who does not do research has nothing to teach. It is very important. It is very important. So first of all, I will say that we as a teacher have to understand and bring research into the fold, and that can drive the policy changes at the top, because then the government can see that there's a quality research, international level research coming out from this body. And then I think that can trigger policy change quickly speaking.
Okay. There's a little humorous question, but I'm pretty sure you will tackle it. There's a question from Rimpi Kashyap. She says, work ethics. How can we build that? Because by nature, the person doesn't want to work more. The person is not interested to put in extra efforts. And always you try and find a corner that how can I be paid more to get less work, or to do less work. You do not want to follow the ethics. So how can we build that? We quickly take on, sir.
Rimpi ji, aise hai, the again, my answer will be similar to the earlier thing I was explaining. The reason, Sharma ji, we sometimes feel like cutting corners, it is human nature. I understand that. I recognize it. We are not going to argue against it. However, I believe when I see meaning in my work, when from a very childhood I am given this training, I am shown this way, that if we want, you see, my book, 7 Habits of Highly Fulfilled People. Who are the fulfilled people? People who are doing meaningful work. We have to educate early on our youth that work is not something you get to pay your bills. Work is important for you. Without your work, you can't discover yourself. Work is your contribution to the universe. This is important. It is sacred.
So one has to understand.
If you have that mindset, okay, this work I'm not doing for the organization, but this is good for my soul. Because if I do less than best work, then I won't be able to happy when the lights go off at night. I won't be able to sleep better. There is something called conscious. So I think that if we garner this sense of responsibility and awareness from the very childhood, then when those people go to workplace, they will be more conscientious, and they will find more meaning in their work. Because as they say, if you don't want to work for the rest of your life, love your work.
Thank you, sir. I've got 9 more minutes. Next question comes from Myanmar, that is from Rangoon. And during my mother's time, we used to sing a song, Mere piya gaye Rangoon, wahan se kiya hai telephone, tumhari yaad satati hai. So, Ravinder Jain ji, I'm taking on your question with Professor Saab right up to the Los Angeles. He says, Professor Saab, I would like to have an opinion about current schooling system, which kills in students' ability of asking questions, because everyone is worried just about grades.
in the Bhagavad Gita, there is only one shloka, chapter 4, 34 shloka, where Lord Krishna gives the qualities of a great student in one line, and then the qualities of a great teacher in the second line. And the last quality of a great student is pariprashnena, a student who asks good question. So I think that if a education system does not allow a student to ask pariprashnen, tadvidi, Lord Krishna says, tadvadi pranipaten pariprashnen sevya. So second is pariprashnen and sevya. So we have to create an open environment in a classroom where a student can speak their mind. They can ask intelligent questions. Not all questions may be good, but we can give them enough education or enough love and care that they are able to do, because the Lord is saying not prashnain, pariprashnain. Pariprashnain meaning special kind of way of asking good questions, meaning questions which are meaningful, not absurd sort of thing, right? So I think that if we create that open environment, and I personally believe that within our classroom, Sharmaji, every teacher is a king, meaning a teacher is, if a student comes to my, even when I used to teach at DAV College Jalandhar, when I am in a classroom for 90 minutes, I decide the structure of the class. Nobody interferes in that. My supervisor is interested in getting good results from my class. I give that. But how I get that, that should be given. That academic freedom we have to give to our teachers,
Okay.
where they can create that question, open environment.
Okay. There's a little sensitive question. It is
Uh-huh.
from Harija J. Dinesh ji. He has not mentioned which place. He says, I'm very much concerned about the attitude of the present day youth towards teachers, addressing hello ma'am, hello sir, compared to our past, where the teachers were respected in a different way with the folding hands, touching feet, and the Guru Parampara and Gurukul. So, how basically do we really bring a change and inculcate such habit among school children? What is your opinion about that?
Sharma ji, इसमें ऐसा है कि one has to be very honest.
Huh.
I think both sides have to work together. The teachers also have to work together, and students have to work together. I will tell you a quick story about Krishnamurti. Krishnamurti, J. Krishnamurti, Juddho Krishnamurti. I have seen that particular video in which there was somebody who tried to touch his feet. He did not want that. He was a world teacher. And Sharmaji, somebody did it against his will. He also bent down and touched the feet of that person and said, now it is barabar ho gaya, it is equal. So I personally believe that as a teacher, we also have to create that level of respect where somebody will be able to, bow down and touch the feet by giving care, love, and respect to the students.
Okay.
I think it's a two-way street.
Okay. Thank you, sir. There is Saurabh Bharti who says how to remain consistent, focused, and motivated in present times.
See, the thing is this, it has to come from within. If the motivation we used to have before came from outside, that has changed. अंदर से कुछ नहीं बदला. सारी यात्रा अंदर की है. Lockdown अंदर करना है हजूर. So I think that if somebody has inner motivation, meaning intrinsic motivation, how do you find that? Again, I go back to my previous point. One has to have meaning in their work. Meaning. जिंदगी का किरदार निभाओ कुछ इस शिद्दत से. Let me quote an Urdu couplet. जिंदगी का किरदार निभाओ कुछ इस शिद्दत से कि पर्दा गिरने के बाद भी तालियां बजती रहें. If you have that intensity, अगर वो सरफरोशी की तमन्ना है आपके दिल में, if you have that fire in your belly, if you have that fire in your, if you have that tamanna sarfaroshi ki, I think respect will be there.
There is a little concern. There is a question from Sahar Sultanji. Now, before the lockdown, the children were left by parents at 9 o'clock in the school. And by 5:30, you had to, it is something like depositing somebody and collecting in the evening and bringing home. And now the children are locked at home. So parents are actually realizing what all teachers and everybody used to go through from 8 o'clock in the morning till evening. Her question is, kindly guide us to prepare systematic steps to guide the students and the parents to start our schooling or institution post-COVID-19 life with positive approach apart from counseling session.
Yes, I personally am not a great fan of counseling session. I think that, as I was saying earlier, COVID-19 has reinforced certain values which slowly we have maybe overlooked. For example, the importance of staying home and then be able to work with each other, and also the role of nurturing that a family can contribute. I think the systematic step will start from first family also taking the responsibility for nurturing those work ethic and ethics values. And then when they come to the school, they have to work. Sharmaji, imagine a situation where family, parents, and the education institution work in tandem, side by side, in helping a child, in helping a youth to move forward. I think coronavirus has given us the opportunity to make those bonds stronger. I will give you the example of, we have some very big, large redwood trees in California. They're called redwood trees. They sometimes grow 300 feet high, very, very large, very, very high. Now you will wonder that a tree which is that far high, roots will be very deep. That is not the case. I was asking somebody, they explained to me that the roots only go 5 feet down, then the roots start going the other way, like this. And then they keep on going this way until they find some other tree root and they bond.
Ah,
This is what we have to do. And Sharmaji, these trees are more than 1,000, 2,000 years old, more than 2,000 years old. How are they able to stand, survive, sustain all that winds and all that rough weather? Because they are connected with each other in the under the foundation. That's what we need to do. Families and education institution. So remember the story of redwood trees. Their roots don't go deep straight down. They start going after 5 feet. They start going this way, and when they find another tree root, they bind. So when the air comes, it cannot uproot it because the tree is linked to the entire forest. So that's the feeling we have to develop, my friend.
uh, Dr. Shilpi Mohan, she says it's a great insight what we have got, but what has gone wrong in last hundred of years? What to do with that? Just a 5 ways how we can correct our education system.
Sharmaji, this is a very important question, actually goes to the root of everything I was saying. We have to start with ourselves. We have to search our own hearts. We have to search our own hearts. We have to ask why I teach. What is the reason? Do I teach for pay? It is important. We have to pay the bills. We have to run the family. But what is my deeper reason for teaching? So what has gone wrong is we have become too much external focused. External things are important, but to a point. What is important is we have lost touch with the deeper self that is within. Udhret atmana atmanam. One has to lift oneself with one's own self. This is what Bhagavad Gita says. Udhret atmana atmanam. With the self, you have to lift yourself. So, from too much external focus, and we seek validation from outside. All of our work is seeking validation from outside. Why? Because अंदर खाली है. Because अंदर कोई वो, if there is a, अगर अंदर चिरागा है, अगर अंदर रोशनी है, तो बाहर की ज्यादा नहीं हम भागेंगे, क्योंकि हमें अंदर से वो that inspiration is coming from within. I'm connected vitally within myself. मेरे अंदर वो एंकर है. वो एंकर बाहर नहीं है. वो सिर्फ न्यूज में एंकर बाहर होते हैं. द रियल एंकर इज विद इन यू. और अगर आप उसके साथ जुड़ जाएंगे, अगर आप उसके साथ जुड़ जाएंगे, एक बार उसके साथ हाथ मिला लेंगे, जो आदमी अंदर रह रहा है, फिर सब्बे थोक प्राप्ति जी आवे एक हाथ, then everything will be given to you. So I think what has gone wrong in 100 200 years is that we have become too much externally focused. और जो हमारी अंदर की वैल्यूज हैं, कौन कौन सी वैल्यूज, जो हमारी इकोनॉमिटी की है वैल्यू, समता में रहना है, और जो कभी कभी एक किताब पढ़ना है, हम चलो, इंस्टेड ऑफ वाचिंग टीवी, reading a book is a different exercise, right? So if we return to those values internally, I think we can help the society to change. There is no system which will change by changing the systems. हर एक व्यक्ति को अपने लेवल पर साइकोलॉजिकली चेंज होना पड़ेगा. दिस इज द थ्योरी प्लेटो गिव्स इन हिज बुक रिपब्लिक. जब तक इंडिविजुअल लेवल पर आदमी चेंज नहीं होगा, गवर्नमेंट कुछ नहीं कर सकती. गवर्नमेंट क्या है? कलेक्शन ऑफ पीपल. हमारे हार्ट जोड़ दो, वो गवर्नमेंट बन जाती है. तो इफ somebody said, I will quote a great Gyani, Nisargadatta Maharaj. He says, first understand the world is your reflection. Second, stop finding fault with the reflection. So हमें अपने अंदर झांकना होगा, हमें देखना होगा कि हम कहाँ थोड़ा सा डिटूर ले चुके हैं बाहर की तरफ, बहुत दूर चले गए हैं, यू टर्न मारकर अंदर आ जाइए. I always say to my student, काफी हो गया. Now you have to come within. और वो अंदर से जब आप जुड़ जाएंगे, then सबे थोक प्राप्त है.
There are a couple of questions, but very difficult to take all of them. Something on the examination, rota system. There's a Renu Yadav. She says that, kindly tell me, I'm a teacher, I'm a female teacher, I'm teaching class 8 children. How to deal with the student, particularly between the age group of 13 to 15. And sometimes I find it so difficult to bring out their talks so that I can really help them, because it's a most difficult age group, 13 to 15.
Yes, these are very challenging years. And again, the very first time when, as a teacher, I were to come in contact, although my experience always has been at a college level, university level, but I can understand Ms. Yadav's question very well, because basically teaching process is same. And you also have to understand, whatever age group, everybody responds to kindness the same way. Everybody, doesn't matter what your religion is, caste, age, gender, doesn't matter, orientation. So I believe जो पहला दिन है स्टूडेंट से मिलने का, उस वक्त जड़ी इक्वेशन, whatever equation you are able to, the bonding you are able to make with the student, फिर होता क्या है? If the bonding is there, हाथी निकल जाएगा, स्टूडेंट कुछ नहीं कहेंगे. If the bonding is not there, पूंछ नहीं निकलेगी, एक बाल निकलने नहीं देंगे पूंछ का, and there will be misgiving and misunderstanding. So first that trust has to be built. और जब ट्रस्ट बन जाएगा, उसके बाद टीचर और स्टूडेंट का जो रेजोनेंस है, सिंक्रोनाइजेशन है, वो अलग हो जाएगी. So it will be at a different level. So creating that first bond, level of trust and care, the moment a student, a teenager comes to find out that the teacher cares for me, that is the biggest bond. There is no other bond. That's why I started with caring attitude.
Thank you. There's a question from Kajwal Manan. She says, good morning, Professor Saab. It's such a wonderful to hear you. The quotes from the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Karam karo, par phal ki chinta na karo. But sir, when a person do a work, he always do it with a purpose, with a ray of hope that certainly I will get success. My question is it possible to do work without expecting good results?
ये ऐसा है. See, the people sometimes when they quote this shloka, there is one shloka which has 4 parts. Karmana adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachan ma karm phal heturbhi namate sang akarmani. It has 4 parts. Now let's take a practical example. उनका क्वेश्चन ये है कि क्या फल की इच्छा बगैर कर्म किया जा सकता है? My answer is,
सर इसी के साथ एक जुड़ा हुआ और क्वेश्चन है अनीता जी का. But we teach our students to be goal oriented. This seems to be in a conflict with a message from Gita. Please tell us how to explain this to the youth.
ऐसा नहीं है. May I humbly say, there is a, Sharma ji, what I'm going to explain now is it goes at the root of this understanding or misunderstanding sometimes. If we understand this part, सारी गीता की टीचिंग बिल्कुल स्मूथली अंडरस्टैंड आ जाएंगे आपको. ये कुंजी आपको आज शेयर कर रहे हैं, ये हमें रहस्य वाली चीज टीचर्स के, अपने जो गुरु हमारे हैं, जिनके चरणों में बैठकर हमें ये थोड़ा कुछ समझ आया है, ये मिला. So this is what I learned from my teachers. There are two ways to do work. One, you focus on the result. Two, you focus on the process. बस ओरिएंटेशन चेंज करनी है शर्मा जी, और कुछ चेंज नहीं करना.
इसको रिपीट कर दीजिए.
Sure, there are only two ways to do work. One, you are working, but your focus is on the result, goal. Second, you are working, but your focus is on the process. Gita is saying, shift your focus from result orientation to process orientation.
Okay.
When you focus on process, देखिए, you want to be an Olympic gold medalist. You have to work, you have to practice, exercise for 4 years. Even then, there is no guarantee. Now, if you are goal oriented and खुदा ना खास्ता you didn't get the gold medal, आपका दिल टूट जाएगा. If you are process oriented, आप कहेंगे ठीक है, शायद कुछ process में नुक्स रहा है, I'm going to. So Gita is saying, and the second most important thing is, result हमारे हाथ में नहीं है. Result is not in our hands. Anybody, आप अपने दिल पर हाथ रखकर बोलिए, put your hand on your heart and ask this question: do you know any one task whose result is 100% in your hands? Gita is trying to help us psychologically कि if you focus on result, पहले तो आपका ध्यान बंट गया, you are not focusing on the process 100%, तो वैसे ही आप आधा दिल वहां लगा दिया, आधा दिल वहां देके काम पूरा बनेगा ही नहीं. अगर आप process oriented होंगे, you will say, I am going to put forward the best effort which I can. So karma yoga is the art of throwing a stone in the ocean and let the waves of the ocean work out the result for you. Because result आपके हाथ में नहीं है. अगर आप इच्छा भी करेंगे result की, तो Lord Krishna is trying to help us get over this goal orientation mentality so that we can develop process orientation. अगर आप process oriented होंगे, तो आप कभी हारेंगे ही नहीं, because आपका मकसद तो बेहतर होना था. आपका मकसद तो कल से आज बेहतर होना था. And I can assure you, Sharma ji, I speak from my own personal experience. सुनी सुनाई बात नहीं है, अनुभव सिद्ध बात कर रहे हैं. और वो ये है कि अगर कोई आदमी ईमानदारी से मेहनत करता है, उसको फल जरूर मिलता है. Delay is not denial. देर हो सकती है, हो सकता है कि इस बार गोल्ड मेडल ना मिला, मगर ऐसा नहीं हो सकता, ये कभी नहीं हो सकता. नेकियां करके दरिया में जो कभी डाली थी, जब आप नेक दिल से काम करते जाएंगे, नेकियां करके दरिया में जो कभी डाली थी, वो कहते हैं ना, नेकी करो और दरिया में डाल दो. वो शायर कह रहा है, नेकियां करके दरिया में जो कभी डाली थी, आज उभर आई तूफान में कश्तियां बनकर. तो कभी तूफान में आपकी जिंदगी फंसेगी, वहां पर वो नेकियां जो आपने की हैं, जिनका रिवॉर्ड पहले नहीं मिला आपको. ये बहुत ही सिंपल विज्ञान है, बहुत सिंपल विज्ञान है. हर काम का, एक्शन का रिजल्ट है. विंड में एक्शन किया, विरल विंड में एक्शन का रिजल्ट मिलेगा आपको. तो ध्यान रखिए जरा, ये कर्म का गणित बड़ा खराब है और इंटरेस्टिंग, गहन है, बड़ा गहन. खराब गलत शब्द इस्तेमाल हो गया, गहन है, बहुत डीप और रहस्यमय है. मतलब इसका क्या है? इट इज नॉट 1 to 1. कर्म आपने एक किया, वो बीज है. बीज छोटा होता है, वो वृक्ष बन जाएगा, उस पर फल आएंगे, उस पर फिर अच्छा कर्म करोगे तो अच्छा वृक्ष बनेगा. बीज छोटा है, बीज का फल बीज नहीं मिलेगा आपको कभी भी. ये है कर्म का गणित. तो अगर आप वो करेंगे कर्म, और इस मेंटालिटी से करेंगे कि कोई भी कर्म रायगा नहीं जाएगा, वेस्ट नहीं जाएगा, बिकॉज नेचर फेयर है. और भगवान क्या करते हैं? वो कुछ नहीं करते, वो बैठे हुए हैं कर्मों के फल को कर्मों के साथ जोड़ने के लिए. देर सवेर हो सकती है, अंधेर नहीं हो सकती.
Thank you. Priya Miglani ji, thank you very much. You mentioned that, yes, you understand focus on the process is more important and result will automatically come. Sharmila ji, your question also, I believe that participating is more important than winning. But when a student participates in every event, the next question pops up: any winner? Any winner? Any winner from my school? That is the question comes.
ये देखिए हमने शर्मा जी culture, we have built a culture like that. I gave you the example of Ubuntu. In that example, the kids did not want to go to the tree first to get all the fruit. The kid wants to do it together. हमने इकट्ठे होके चलना है. हमने अकेले नहीं चीजें लेनी, हमने ये बच्चों को सिखाना है. Our purpose is not to win. एक आदमी कितनी विनिंग कर सकता है बताइए, लिमिटेड है उसका काम.
एक बड़ा अच्छा क्वेश्चन है सर ज्योति जी का, that I am a teacher and takes 9th and 10th, my question is that acceptance or accepted first day is very important in developing bond with children, but still some children are there where as a teacher I feel that I fail in winning their trust. How to win the trust of the children?
This has to, what's the name? आपने बताया नाम?
Jyoti ji.
Jyoti ji, this has to come from both sides. चमन में इत्तफाके रंगोबू से बात बनती है. Both the rang and the boo, both the color and the smell in the flower has to cooperate. चमन में इत्तफाक होना चाहिए. इत्तफाक, cooperation, coordination. चमन में इत्तफाके रंगोबू से बात बनती है. तुम ही तुम हो तो क्या तुम हो, हम ही हम हैं तो क्या हम हैं. तो टीचर को भूलना पड़ेगा कि मैं टीचर हूं, क्योंकि इत्तफाक तब आएगा कि आप कहिए कि मैं, अब देखो अरिस्टोटल एक बहुत बड़ा ज्ञानी हुआ है वेस्ट का. वो कहता था, आई एम नॉट ए टीचर, आई एम ओनली फ्यू डेज अहेड ऑफ माई स्टूडेंट. बस कुछ दिन आगे हूं मैं, कुछ दिन. तो इसमें क्या बड़ी बात है, इसमें क्या बड़ी बात है. हमने आज तक कभी भी अपने स्टूडेंट को स्टूडेंट कहा ही नहीं है, पार्टिसिपेंट्स कहा है. उनको कहा है कि हम एक शेयर्ड जर्नी पर जा रहे हैं फॉर वन सेमेस्टर, एंड आई विल बी योर होस्ट एंड यू विल बी पार्टिसिपेटिंग इन दिस जर्नी. वो पहले दिन से ही बात बन जाती है. वो कहते यार कमाल है, यहाँ तो चक्करी कोई नहीं है, यहाँ कोई जीत. सो आई टेल देम you do not have to agree with me. There is no extra credit of agreeing with the professor. So when you create this open environment, जिसमें आप हमेशा ठीक नहीं होंगे, you don't have to be right all the time, you don't have to win. चमन में इत्तफाके रंगोबू से बात बनती है. तुम ही तुम हो तो क्या तुम हो, हम ही हम हैं तो क्या हम हैं.
Thank you very much, Professor Saab. We have covered quite a bit of it, and you have given the complete. और मेरे लिए तो खुद I've got to take away the last few sentences which you have mentioned. I'm only few days and few steps ahead of you. Telling that to the student, remarkable. And we are on a shared journey. You are not student, you are a participant. Wow, what a simile. One last question I'm going to, and then we sum up. ASN schools from Delhi, Swarnima Luthra ji, who basically coordinated also the entire program and helped us. She's asking how Gita can be brought as a part of day-to-day schooling.
Very good. I have personally, in my book, Bhagavad Gita, I don't know, Sharma ji, you showed that book. Let me, I don't know if I have a copy of that. I think I have it here. Now, this book, which was published in 19, last year.
Okay.
This is published by Palgrave Macmillan, a reputable company. In this book, I share strategies how Bhagavad Gita can be used in life and leadership. Now, to answer Luthra ji's question in a short manner, in a short way, the question is this: Bhagavad Gita सिर्फ एक चीज पर ज्यादा जोर देती है, वो है कर्म. मगर उससे पहले धर्म पर. The very first word of Bhagavad Gita is Dharm Kshetre Kurukshetre. Dharm Kshetre Kurukshetre. Dharm is the first word. Now, what is dharma? Dharma means duty. Dharma means kartavya. Dharma means, but dharma has several meanings. Dharma also means the ratam, the nature of a thing. Jaise, the dharma of fire is to burn. The dharma of water is to be wet. So what is dharma of a human being? So as a student, their dharma is to ज्ञान का संपादन करना, to accumulate as much knowledge as possible. जब उनका student आश्रम है, student है, तो the teacher has to light the lamp of yearning for learning. ज्ञान का ऐसा दीप जला दीजिए उनके हृदय में बच्चों के, कि वो ज्ञान मांगे, वो कहें कि टीचर मैम मुझे ये बताओ, कल आपने ये कहा था मुझे बताओ। ऐसा इंटरेस्टिंग रोचक बना दो टीचिंग को, एक ऐसा जादू क्रिएट कर दो क्लास में अपने हाथ में से, कि बच्चों को लगे कि भाई टीचिंग तो है ही है, सीखने से बढ़िया तो जिंदगी में चीज ही कोई नहीं। लर्निंग इज द ग्रेटेस्ट एडवेंचर इन लाइफ। तो वो लर्निंग स्टूडेंट का बन जाएगा धर्म उस वक्त, वो उनका कर्तव्य है। सो आई थिंक दैट इज वन थिंग। सेकंड, गीता ये सिखाती है कि अपने काम के साथ कभी चोरी नहीं करनी। शर्मा जी, इफ ए पर्सन इज नॉट ऑनेस्ट अबाउट हिज और हर वर्क, उसका कोई समाधान नहीं है, यहां भी नहीं और कहीं भी नहीं। अगर लोग सुखी प्रलोक सुहेले करना है ना, तो फर्स्ट स्टेप ये है कि जो काम सोसाइटी ने वर्ण आश्रम के हिसाब से आपको दिया है, वट एवर वर्क लाइफ हैज फाउंड यू इन, और जो गिफ्ट्स आपको भगवान ने दी हैं, कुदरत के करिश्मे से आपको वो गिफ्ट्स मिली हैं, उन गिफ्ट से जो काम आपको मिला है उसको पूरी बखूबी सरंजाम दीजिए। डू दैट वर्क विद द होल हार्टेड mind and soul. That thing has to come from the teacher, and the student sees it, the student will also learn it. So गीता तो ज्ञान का सागर है। इट इज ए ब्रह्म विद्यायाम योग शास्त्रे। ये तो ब्रह्म विद्या है, ये तो पूरी मुक्ति तक आपको ले जाएगी, भगवान की गोदी में जाकर बिठा देगी आपको, ऐसी गीता है। मगर इसको पढ़ाने वाले भी चाहिए। शंकराचार्य जी ने जब कमेंट्री लिखी ना, उसने कहा समस्त वेदार्थ सार संग्रह भूतम। ये जो गीता है, इदम गीता शास्त्रम समस्त वेदार्थ, सारे वेदों के अर्थ का सार संग्रह है। और साथ में ये भी कहा दुर्वेग्य अर्थम, इसका अर्थ बड़ा दुर्विज्ञ है, मीनिंग बड़ा मुश्किल है जानना। तो इसको विधिवत, विधि पूर्वक गुरु शिष्य परंपरा से, गुरुकुल सिस्टम से सिखाया जाए। पहले हमारे टीचर्स को टीचर ट्रेनिंग के जरिए एम्पावर किया जाए। सब कुछ नहीं सीखना हमने, उसमें जो इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें हैं एज ए टीचिंग मेथोडोलॉजी, वो सिखाई जाएं। फिर वो प्रॉपरली सीखेंगे ना, जब वो प्रॉपरली विधि पूर्वक संप्रदाय की तरह, सम्यक प्रदीयते इति संप्रदाय, तब गीता का जो मर्म है, क्योंकि इसका मीनिंग बड़ा दुर्विज्ञ है, इसलिए लोग कहते हैं जी हम कर्म कैसे करें, फल के बगैर तो कर्म तो होता नहीं है। गीता कहती है अगर आप फल पर ध्यान देंगे ना, तो आपको जो मिलना है वो भी नहीं मिलेगा, क्योंकि आपका ध्यान बट गया। सो बी ए प्रोसेस ओरिएंटेड पर्सन रादर देन ए गोल ओरिएंटेड पर्सन। अब ये रहस्य की बात है, ये तो टीचर ही बताएगा। अगर आप देखेंगे किताबें पढ़ने से नहीं, कुछ चीजें ऐसी हैं, वो शास्त्रों में कहा है तद विज्ञान अर्थम गुरुमेव अभिगच्छेत, उस ज्ञान के लिए गुरु के पास जाता है। और गुरु कौन है? श्रोत्रियम ब्रह्मनिष्ठम। श्रोत्रियम जिसके पास वेदांत को पढ़ाने की मेथोडोलॉजी है, उसके पास तरीका है बताने का, टीचिंग को अनफोल्ड करने का। भगवत गीता एक जिप फाइल है, जिप फाइल। इनको अनजिप करना है, यही खूबसूरती है। और वो टीचर के हिसाब से होती है, ऐसे पढ़ने से नहीं होती, अपने आप नहीं होता। अपने आप क्या होगा, हम अपनी मान्यताएं और आकांक्षाएं लेकर पढ़ेंगे उसको। टीचर जब पढ़ाएगा ना, उस वक्त बड़ा फर्क है उसका। ये मैं हमने विधि पूर्वक अपने टीचर से संस्कृत में गीता शांकर भाष्य 3 साल स्काइप पर उनसे सीखा। और ये चीज टीचर ही अनफोल्ड कर सकता है। क्योंकि देखो, अगर आप कहें जी मैंने सर्जन बनना है, मैंने खुद सर्जनी सीखनी, नहीं, सर्जन बनने के लिए एक सर्जन के साथ ट्रेन होना पड़ेगा। वहां तो हम समझते हैं, मगर यहाँ कहते हैं कि जी ये ज्ञान हमें अपने आप मिल जाए। तो इसके भी टीचर्स हैं हमारे हिंदुस्तान में, भगवान की कृपा से अच्छे टीचर्स हैं, मगर वो सारे टीचर यूट्यूब पर नहीं है, उनको ढूंढना पड़ेगा आपको। क्योंकि उनके लिए तो ज्ञान देना मकसद है, यूट्यूब पर लाइक्स लेना मकसद नहीं है। उनका मकसद कुछ और है?
Thank you.
उनका मकसद कुछ और है।
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. What an insight and what a wide canvas and different colors, what you painted. Education, educators, youth, empowerment. We are deeply, deeply indebted to you. Thanks for your valuable time, your wisdom sharing with us, your knowledge sharing with us, your experiences sharing with us, and whatsoever you have given to us. We, with the folding hands from all
Sharma ji,
of us, we convey our deep gratitude and regards to you.
if you allow, I would like to end with a traditional prayer.
Sure, sir. Before that, can I just finish one announcement, sir? If you could
Yes,
help
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, those who have joined us from the world over, wherever you are, may I humbly request you that kindly the participants put your name, your email, your contact number in this particular panel. And at the same time, you are asking me a question that if you are not here in the panel, then how do you come and where do you get the details and how you can be a part of this journey, which I shared with you on 5th of June, on the World Environment Day, we have started. We are going to have making education relevant. We already discussed with you. And when we discussed with you making education relevant, it was very important for us to understand if you are a vice chancellor, you are a director, your educator, your principal, your headmaster, your counselor, your education administrator, your policymaker, your skill provider, your trainer, your technology provider, you're a corporate, whosoever you are, whosoever is directly or indirectly linked in the education ecosystem to make the education relevant, bringing the industry, academia, and corporate. And with the skills interface, we are starting a program from Monday, that is tomorrow. Tomorrow evening, 7 p.m. Indian Standard Time, we are starting a series. If you wish to be a panelist, if you can help us in this entire process, if you want to give us your valuable inputs, how we can help our teachers, our youth, then we have given both the email IDs over here. It's a ddg at the rate icsi.asia or dg at the rate icsiindia.in. You can send your small brief CV, your profile, along with your details. And at the same time, you can send a WhatsApp on 9717827827. Please remember, no call will be taken, only WhatsApp, no call, no personal call to be made by anybody. If you wish, please post on the email. We have given the complete profile to you. If you wish to see the ICSI website, you can go on www.icsiindia.in. So this particular program is now available on the Facebook Dr. Gulshan Sharma page also, because we've gone live. It is available on the YouTube also. It's going to be there on Instagram also. And we are also going to post it on different other channels wherever it is possible. And we are starting a humble journey, a pious journey, and we need all of you. We need everybody's efforts. We need everybody's suggestion. Please give us whatever best you want to give it to us, and we can bring you as one of the panelists on this particular program. With these words, I'm back to Professor Saab with the folding hands. Thanks for coming live from the Los Angeles, 65 kilometers approximately from the airport of Los Angeles in California, from the Burbank, from the Woodbury University campus. We are so grateful to you. And ladies and gentlemen, you'll be surprised to know during his holidays in month of December, when he visits India, he doesn't go to any five-star hotels or those places. He's always there in Rishikesh. He's sitting with some, basically in ashram. He goes and sees the Gir Gaye in Gujarat. He's also with lot of mahants and lot of gurukuls. And he is deeply, deeply, deeply involved how to empower the education system. So, ladies and gentlemen, the journey which we have started in a humble way, just 2 days before on the World Environment Day, will finish on 15th of August 2020 भारत के स्वतंत्रता दिवस पर और हम सारे एजुकेटर्स को all educators whosoever is directly or indirectly linked with the education we want to bring all of you together on a common platform आपको कई बार बोलने का मौका नहीं मिलता आप अपनी चीज बता नहीं पाते आप अपना एक्सप्रेशन देना चाहते हैं लेकिन आपको प्लेटफॉर्म नहीं मिलता we are going to give you a platform making education relevant be a part of it we want to bring more and more Indianized education, more examples related to our own culture, our own heritage, our own civilization, our own social norms. That's what Professor Satinder Dhiman ji had been conveying. We started at 9 and it is 11:28 and we finished this program with the last prayer from Professor Satinder Dhiman Saab. I'm deeply indebted to Sharaf Saab. Thank you very much. Our Dato Ramesh ji from Malaysia, I'm thankful to you. I'm thankful to my present president, Professor Pantrip Narula from Bangkok, and I'm thankful to Colonel Bhartendu Verma, Colonel Shiv Chaudhary, and a couple of other retired defense officers who have joined us live on this particular program. My deep gratitude and thanks to all of you. And final salutations and bowing my head before Professor Satinder Dhiman Saab. Let's give the last note from your side.
Dhanyavasmi. I feel honored, and I feel that this opportunity which I was given. Let's finish with the traditional prayer of like a peace prayer. Purn Mada, that is fullness. Purn Midam, this is fullness. Purnat Purn Mudachate, from that fullness, this fullness has come. Purnasya Purnamadai, when you take this fullness out or away from that fullness, Purnmeva Vishishate, only the fullness remains. I am from Punjab, so I will finish with 2 lines from Gurbani. Pura Prabh Aradhya, Pura Jaka Nao, Nanak Pura Paya, Pure Ke Gungao. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Om Shanti 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 Hi. Om Hari Om.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Very kind of you. Very, very kind of you. We look forward to another occasion. We look forward to another opportunity. And on 15th of August, when we close this program, as a first part of this program of this year, we would get you back with us on that day as well. Thank you. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.
May God bless
Thank you all the participants. And excellent question. I appreciate questions. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.